Hi everyone. Again, I am there with our topic integration. There. Till now, we have discussed about our techniques of integration. This is our topic belong to our indefinite integration. Actually, I am going to talk to that. It's our last topic belongs to our indefinite integration. There. Uh, in techniques of integration, I am telling you that there are basically three techniques there. We have discussed our integration by using integration by substitution. Then after that we have discussed about integration by using partial fraction. Then lastly now we are going to be discuss with our last topic integration by we are going to be use our integration by parts. What is look up in substitution? We have discussed our techniques there about we have to find out our integration of f dash x to fx dx is equal to log of fx plus c. Then it's a form of the rational there. Then also we have discussed if we have to find the integration of fx to power n into f dash x dx, then it's a fx to power n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus c there. Then after that our integration by parts is based on our rational function there. Now what is our next topics is integration by parts. Actually it's a inverse process of our when we have read our differentiation. We have read about product property in differentiation. It's ddx of product of two function f into g is given by f ddx of g plus g ddx of f there. Now our integration by parts is our reverse process of inverse process of our product rule of derivative there. Look, in integration we are just going to find the integral values of product of two function there, but to find out the values of integral we have to be choose there when I am going to explain you the formula of integration by parts there, then we have to be find the it's like integration of f into g dx is what it's I'm just explaining you f integration of g dx minus integration sign derivative of f into integration of second function g dx to the whole dx there. Actually I'm just going to be with explaining with you after that after explaining then what we see there. First of all, we in applying this method we have to choose our first function and second function. Generally there is not any fixed rule there. We have to take the integral values of second function there. Then after lots of practice you are able to understand what we have to take our second, which function we have to take our first function, and which function we have to take our second function there. But we use some concept there. It's you use one word there. It's isolate. Word isolate helps us to choose one of which function we have to take in first or is taken second function. Generally we take second function those function which integral value we can easily find out there. And then it is our important topic integration by parts. It helps us to find out the integral values of multiplication of two functions or two or more than function there to easily method there. Then now we are going to start with our topic there, integration parts. I am going to explain you the first of all is formula, what is our integration by parts. Then I am going to explain you by getting one or two examples there today which helps you to understand our concept integration by parts. Then let us start it. We are going to start with integration by parts. Look up. This techniques applies to a wide variety of functions and is particularly useful for integrands involving product of algebraic and transcendental functions. The method of for integration by parts is what is I'm explaining you that it's inverse to the product of the rule for differentiation. Just look. Suppose we have two functions u and v be two functions of x. Now then all of you remember that the derivative of ddx of uv is what it's given by u ddx of v plus v and ddx of u Now look, what we do, just going to write down it. So taken u ddx of v is equal to v, just taking this, transfer it, ddx of uv minus v ddx of u. Now what I'm doing, that I'm just rearranging the terms there. Now look, we are going to be integrating our both sides with respect to x. Now then what we get, we have to integrating both sides, then it's the integration of u into dv dx is equal to integration of ddx of uv dx minus integration of v ddx of u dx. Look, here we get what, it's a integration and difference, both are inverse each other, then we have only uv there. Now we get our uv there. Now then what we have, integration of u into ddx of v is equal to uv minus v and du dx and into dx. Now look, what we are going to, we are just supposing, let our u is what, some function f1x, and we take ddx of v as a second function f2 there. And now from here what we get, when we take integration of f2x, then we get our v there. Now we are just going to change our this equation by putting the values there. Look, now our form of this formula is transformed to, we take u equal to f1x, then integration of f1x, and we have taken ddx of v as our f2x function f2x. We have to write down here dx. I'm not taking dx there. Is dx is now equal to, what is our u, f1x. What is our v, it's the integration of f2x minus integration of, what is our v, it's a, then what do you have, integration of, now it's of ddx of u, then we have taken f1 dash x and integration of our f2x dx. Now this is our formula, what we have, this is our integration by parts of formula. Then when we have to find out the integration of some function f1x into f2x dx, then what do you do, first of all we write down our first function and take integration of second function, then minus whole integration of derivative of first function into integration of second function. We are going to be first of all taking the derivative of first and integration of second, then we take the integration of product of the derivative to the integration of second function there. Now I am going to be using explaining this formula in a word problem. And what do we have, integral of the product, what we are going to do, integral of product of two functions is what is given by, what we did, first function. Write down first function as it is first function into integral of the second function then minus integral of, in bracket, differential coefficient of first function into integral of second function. What is in our the integral of the product of the two function is given by first function into integral of second function minus integral of differential coefficient of first into integral of second. Then this is our integration with parts formula. Then look, in integral of the product of two functions of in finding integrals by this method of we have to take a proper choice of first function, and which is our first function. Just suppose we have taken first and second function. Proper choice of first and second function is essential there. Although there is no fixed law for taking this first and second function, and their choice is possible by practice. Yet following we have some rules are helpful in the choice of first and second function. I'm going to explain you what if we have the two functions are of different types. Take the first function as first, which comes first in the word. We have just using a word isolate. What I'm telling you, when we have the two functions are of different types, then we take our first function which comes first in the word isolate. It's if our I is in I and L, since I comes first, then we take this is I first function and L is second. If we have two functions L and A there, L comes first, then we take our L is first function and A is our second function there. Then I'm going to explain what is our this isolate representer, where I this I is stand for inverse circular function, and L stand for this our L is stand for logarithmic function. I stand for inverse circular function, L stand for logarithmic function, A is stand for algebraic function, T is our it's stand for our trigonometrical functions, and last our E represent our exponential. Stand for our exponential function. Means if we have product of inverse and logarithmic function there, just suppose we have to find the inverse of e to power x into log x. Sorry, it's I have taken inverse. Then we have sine inverse x into log x. In such type problem, this is inverse our then our logarithmic function. Then we have to take our inverse function is our first function, and then we have to take our logarithmic function is as a second function there. This is our first rule to taken out our integration. Our if the both function just suppose we have the both function are trigonometric function there. If we have both functions are there is trigonometric function there, then we take the function as second whose integral is simple. Integral is simple there, and just suppose if both the functions are algebraic, take the function as first function whose coefficient is simple there, and if we have only one function, then we have to find out using integration by parts. Now then just suppose we have to find out integration of some log x dx. Now it's in such types of problem we take our second function as a 1 unity. We take unity is our second function there. If we take 1 is our another function for f1x into f2x dx there, and these are our some working rules are there. Now I am going to be explain you to understand our formula integration by parts formula there. Just we are going to take one of the simple examples here. Just suppose we have to find out the integral value of some x into sine x dx. We start with a simple using one of the simple example there. Look, we have to find the integral value of x into sine x dx. Now it's a product of two functions there. Now to using our integration by parts, we have to select our first function and second function there. Now look, this is our algebraic function, this is our trigonometric function. Then our isolate, this word isolate helps us. Algebraic and trigonometric. Algebraic comes first, then we take our algebraic first function, and trigonometric function is our second function there. Now what we do, this is our first function, this is our second function, and we have to take the integration of second function there. Then I'm going to using our integration by parts, taking x as a first function and sin x as a second function. Then what is our formula? Our integral value of I is given by, we write down our first function as it is x, taking the integral of second function, integration of sin x dx. Then we use minus sign, integral of, now integral of, we taken derivative of first function, then it's a ddx of x into integration of second function, write down here sin x dx. And after solving, after getting this value, we are going to take the integration of this whole part there. Now what is our integration of sin x? Since ddx of cos x is minus sin x, then integration of sin x is what? It's a minus cos x. Then now what we have? X, here we have minus cos x, because we have the integration of sin x is minus cos x. Look, we just use, we have a 2 times going to integrate there, then we have to be just need a write down constant only one time there. Look, we have x minus cos x, then now ddx of x is 1, integration, this is 1, and 1 into, we get minus cos x and dx. Now it can be written as minus x cos x, and this is 1 into minus cos x, minus carried outside. Then we have cos x dx. Now we are going to find out the integration of this cos x. Now what we have? Minus x cos x, and the integration of cos x is what? Sin x and plus c. This is the value of our integral value. We get the integration of our x sin x. What do we get? Minus x cos x plus sin x plus c. I'm going to again tell you the working rule there. What I have taken. First of all, we choose our first function and second function using our word isolate there. Since it's a combination of algebraic and trigonometric, then our algebraic is first function. In the terms of word isolate, a algebraic function comes first, and then trigonometric is comes there. Then our x is a first function and sin x is our second function. Then we are using our integration by parts formula. First function integration of second minus integration of derivative of first into integration of second, then the whole integration of whole part. Then our integral value of sin x is what? It's a minus cos x, and derivative is 1 minus cos x. Then after that we get the integration of cos x, we get our minus cos x into sin x there. This is our working step. Thus we take there. Now look, I'm going to take a, just going to start with take another example. Just suppose now we are going to find out the values of just suppose we have any problem, integration of x into take 2 to power x dx. Now just suppose we have a problem, we have to find the integration value of x into 2 to power x dx. Then what now we have to use, again it's a multiplication of two functions. Then now we have to use here integration by parts. Now what we can take is, it's now we have using isolate form. We have using isolate form. Then we use in isolate form. What we have used is that inverse, logarithmic, algebraic, trigonometric, and lastly exponential function there. Now then here, then our exponential function is comes last. Then look, we have to be take this is as a first function and 2 to power x as a second function. Now we are going to using our integration by parts. And look, I is what? Since it's algebraic, then exponential algebraic comes first. Then we have to take this x is first. And one of the also message there, when we have an algebraic function there, and we have to use our integration by parts, and we have to try that because in integration the power is rises there. Then one of the another concept there, we in integration we are not try to be raise the power there. That's why here we take x is a first function there. Now by what is using integration by parts. Now what we have, we are going down, write down x first function as it integration of 2 to power x dx. Then we take minus sign, minus integration of ddx of x into integration of 2 to power x dx. and whole dx. Now what is integration of, we have integration of a to power x is what? Integration of a to power x is what? It's a to power x by log a. Then what is integration of 2 to power x? We have 2 to power x log 2. Then now here we have x, and the integration of 2 to power x is what? It's a 2 to power x log 2. Now we get the solution of a first part there. Now this is our second term. We are going to using our second term there. Then d dx of x is what? We get 1 here. And again integration of 2 to power x dx is what? 2 to power x log 2 dx. Now it's not going to change by multiply with 1 there. And x into 2 to power x log 2 minus integration of 2 to power x. We take 1 by log 2 outside because it's a constant value. Now we have to find again the values of this 2 to power x. And what do we have? X 2 to power x log 2 minus 1 upon log 2 into, again we get a to power x log a, means log 2 plus c. Now we are going to write down it by in simple form there. What we do? We are going to write down it's a x into 2 to power x log 2 minus 2 to power x, and it's a log 2 whole square and plus c. This is our required answer. Now we have taken two simple examples here. Just we are going to start with looking to take some difficult example there. So suppose we have taken a problem like that, integration of log x to the 1 plus x whole square dx. Now we have taken a little bit of difficult problem there. Now here we have to find out the values of of integration of log x to the 1 plus upon 1 plus x whole square. Now it's a look up form of rational form there. It's one of the board problem there. Now look, in the first look, it's look like it's a rational form there, and we are going to be just we are understanding that we can use our partial fraction there. But now we are going to use it's a integration by parts, because we can write it log x into 1 upon 1 plus, just write down 1 here. It's not because we can write it's the integration of log x and into 1 upon 1 plus x whole square dx. Now this is our function, first function, and f1x, this is our f2x. Now we have to choose which have to first function. Log in isolate inverse logarithmic algebraic, this is logarithmic, this is our algebraic. Then we have to take this log x is our first function, and this 1 upon 1 plus x square whole square is we have to take in is our second function. And now we are going to apply our integration by parts. Look, now we are going using our integration by parts. And now this is our first function, then we can take I is equal to our, as it is, log x integration of 1 upon 1 plus x whole square dx, then minus integration of d dx of log x into integration of 1 upon 1 plus x whole square dx, and lastly dx there. Now integration of 1 upon 1 plus, it can be written as 1 plus x to power minus 2, and its integral is what? It's we get minus into 1 plus x to power minus 1 when we are going to find out integration there. Then what do we have? It's a minus times, because it's a x to power minus 2 type, and the integration of x to power minus 2 types is what? It's a minus into x to power minus 1. Then log x, and its integration is what? minus, and x to the power minus 1 can be cancelled by 1 by x form, then 1 upon 1 plus x. It's a minus 1 upon 1 plus x. We get the integration of this 1 upon 1 plus x whole square is what? Minus 1 upon 1 plus x. Now we are going to find out this integral value. Minus ddx of log x what? It's 1 by x, and its integral value is what? It's just like similar. We have minus 1 upon 1 plus x and dx. Now we get this part solution there. It's a minus log x upon 1 plus x. Now we have to find out this integration value. Now this is minus what? We get plus there, plus 1 and 2x upon 1 plus x dx. Now look, to get this integration value, now look, we have to be use here, we have to be use our partial fraction, because we have to using our partial fraction, because it's not a form of any standard form there. We cannot have any formula of integration of dx upon x plus x square there. Then we have to be use, but we can easily verify, we can easily here apply partial fraction form, because we can write down this. Look, I'm just going to break by using our practice there. In practice you get easily verify. Now it's look, we can easily, this is x and this is 1 minus x, then 1 plus x minus x cancel out. Now look what we have to do by using partial fraction. What we do, it's a 1 by x minus 1 upon 1 plus x. We can break this by using our partial fraction method. Look, when we take LCM there, then we have 1 plus x minus x, 1 plus this x is cancelled out, then we have 1. Now from here we using our partial fraction method, then we get here, we can change our rational form in the simple form there. Now minus log x to the 1 plus x, plus we are going to take in the integration of 1 by x dx minus integration of 1 upon 1 plus x dx. Now what we have, minus log x upon 1 plus x, and integration of 1 by x is what? It's a log absolute x, and then again it's also 1 plus x t dx dt. It's again our logarithmic form. It's type of dt by t. Then we have log of 1 plus x plus c. This is our required solution. This is our required solution. What we have, minus log x upon 1 plus x plus log, we can also simplify this further, one step or more there. Minus log x upon 1 plus x, it's like a form of log m minus log n. Then we can also write it's a log m by n, and x upon, this is our required answer of this part. I'm just going to again revise you. It's important problem. Integration of log x upon 1 plus x to whole square dx. What I'm just using, write down, it's integration of log x into 1 upon 1 plus x whole square dx. It's our logarithmic in islet. It's a islet L and then algebraic. And we take log x our first function, and this is our second function using integration by parts. First function integration of second function minus integral of derivative of first into integration of second. Then we get the integral value of 1 upon 1 plus x is what? 1 upon 1 plus x it's a type of, actually it's a type of 1 by x square dx, and we get the values what? Integration of x to power minus 2 dx. Then we get x to power minus 2 plus 1 upon minus 2 plus 1 plus c. Then we get minus x to power minus 1. Using this concept, we get the integral value of 1 upon 1 plus x whole square is what? Minus 1 upon 1 plus x. Minus ddx of log x is what? It's a 1 by x, and then integration of, again by using this minus 1 upon 1 plus x. Then we solve this first part. Our second part, minus plus. Now we have to solve 1 upon x up into 1 plus x. Now we break it by using our partial fraction method in the simple form, 1 by x minus 1 upon 1 plus x. Then after breaking in the simple form, we take the integration of 1 by x dx minus 1 upon 1 plus x dx there. Then what is integration of 1 by x dx is? It's our log x and integration of 1 upon 1 plus x is what? It's our log of 1 plus x plus c. Then after that we use log m minus or log n concept, then we can write down log m by n. Now this is enough for today. Again we come with tomorrow with our same problem. It's selected some board problems. I'm going to be explaining with some board problems tomorrow there.